Hello, this is Dr. Clark in the Center for Weight Loss Success, and it's day 8 of the Jumpstart Diet. I'm going to give you a little update of what's going on. So it's Sunday afternoon. As I mentioned on the last video, kind of Friday I thought was going to be fairly challenging, but it really wasn't nearly as difficult as I thought it was going to be. The diet, the diet is very simple. It's just using 5 shakes a day. It's 1,000 calories, about 145 grams of protein, fairly low carbohydrate, 75 grams of carbohydrate. Fairly easy to do. You just mix it with water and you go. So anyway, I assume that kind of Friday would be fairly difficult because I wouldn't be with the social side of eating and getting together with friends and kind of wanting to have a few beverages. Well, I was actually able to fight that off pretty well, so I've been good, haven't strayed so far. Probably one of the biggest challenges actually has been that since we're in the middle of football playoff season and basketball season, college basketball season, I'm a fairly big sports fan, and subsequently then just about every commercial on there tends to be something about food. And it's like, here I am kind of drinking my shake and kind of watching all these food commercials. And it's like, yeah, it does get pretty difficult that way and kind of annoying. But so anyway, luckily it's only 2 weeks, so I'm going to be working on this for 2 weeks, and I can do anything for 2 weeks. Hopefully you could too. But let me just kind of discuss a little bit of the diet itself. Again, I mentioned it's 5 shakes, so use this weight in inches shakes. Fairly filling, mix them with water. If you mix them in a blender, that'll actually make them frothier, even more filling. If you mix them in a blender and use ice, it kind of really makes it into more of a shake type of thing. But I typically just mix it into a red Solo cup or a shaker cup and just go, because I guess I'm too lazy to actually get out a blender and put the ice in it. But that's a good way to do it. You can add a little other flavorings to it. I do encourage you to just use water, because anything else or most other things will add a lot of calories to it. What I do take with it is I do make sure I'm taking my multivitamin. I do take extra essential fatty acids, because it is very low in fat. And if you were going to do this for an extended period of time, which you really could, I mean, you could do it for months. Although if I told you to do it for months, you'd look at me like I'm crazy. But again, 2 weeks, that's doable. So essential fatty acids, which are fish oils, and subsequently then that'll add kind of a little bit more to it, but not something that's very difficult to do, of course. You just kind of take your vitamins in. Let's see. So now, an update on that, it's a very easy thing to do. There is a way to modify it, and if you're looking at doing the Jumpstart Diet, just go to our website at cfwls.com. You can go to the e-store to do that. But there is a way to modify it. We have a couple modifications in there, whether you just do shakes during the day and then a healthy meal. It's another good way to do that. And that's actually a good way to transition out of the diet too, which I'm going to talk about in a couple of days as well. But there's also other ways to modify. You can use some of the other products in there. We have other products that are true meal replacements, but gives you more variety. They're typically not quite as large a shake, if you want to call it that. They're typically 100 calories with 15 grams of protein, about 7 grams of carbohydrate. So they're about half of what the weight in inches are. But there's a little more variety there. And sometimes for people that's easier to do. Now, if you've had weight loss surgery, so you've had weight loss surgery in the past and you're trying to get back on track, this can be a very good diet to get back on track. But one modification I would make for you is, like, instead of doing 5 shakes, I'd just do 4 shakes. And that'd be 800 calories, still plenty of protein. It does make the carbohydrate then a little bit lower. And a good way to do that, if you've had weight loss surgery, obviously a very small stomach, is to actually kind of break the shakes in half and just kind of do half of one. And then if you're doing 4 shakes during the day, 800 calories, you just break them in half, and therefore you're actually doing 8 small shakes during the day, which then if you use, as I mentioned, that the different protein packs, which you can get more variety of, and they're typically smaller, it makes it actually even easier to do. So, but if there are questions about this, just comment below. We'll get back to you, as well as if there are other comments that you have. I'd encourage you, please share. I'll keep you updated how it's going. Oh, I never actually did tell you. I'm down 9.5 pounds now, so I'm getting ready to hopefully cross that double-digit barrier, and that's just 2 weeks. I did this diet about 6 years ago and actually lost 22 pounds. I don't have that much to lose, so I'm not going to lose that much this time. But we often see people lose between 5 and 25 pounds during this 2-week Jumpstart diet. So it is something that can be very, if you want to say, very good at getting you going in the right direction, and subsequent then the transition, which I'm going to talk about here in the next few days, can also then, we can show you how to do that as well. Again, if you have comments, go below, please share it, and I'll talk to you in another day or two. Take care.